Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 22 on logic. In lecture number 21, we have understood what is principal conjunctive normal form, and we know that principal conjunctive normal form is nothing but conjunction of max terms only. Conjunction of max terms only, and we have understood the meaning of max terms in lecture number 21. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss that how we can obtain principal conjunctive normal form of a given formula using truth table. So we will understand the method with the help of example. So first we start with principal conjunctive normal form. For this formula we are given negation of P or Q. So as we have done in the case of principal disjunctive normal form, that first we will write down the truth table for a given formula, and here we have two variables P and Q. Therefore we recall that the max terms corresponding to two variables P and Q will be P or Q, then P or negation Q, then negation P or Q, and negation P or negation Q. So our principal conjunctive normal form will be conjunction of these max terms only. We will have sum of these max terms or all of these max terms as a conjunction in our principal conjunctive normal form. So all we have to decide is that which of these max terms will be in principal conjunctive normal form of a given formula. So for that, first we will prepare the truth table for given formula, and then we will see how we can include or how many max terms out of these four we have to include in the principal conjunctive normal form for a given formula. And we are familiar with truth table. If I have two variables P and Q, then possible truth values we write in this way. For first variable I write true f, then here I write alternately true and false. These are the four possible combinations for the truth values of two variables P and Q. Now here first I have to write P or Q because I require negation of P or Q. So first I will obtain P or Q, and we know that if we have disjunction operator, then P or Q is true if either P is true or Q is true or both are true, and it is false in the case that both are false. So in first case both are true, therefore this is true. Here P is true, therefore this is true. Here Q is true, therefore this is true, and here both are false, therefore P or Q is false. Here we have to write negation of P or Q. So here I have true, therefore I have false here, same thing for this also, and here I have F, so I am writing true. Now if you recall, in the case of principal disjunctive normal form, we were writing mean terms, and to write down mean terms we were observing the rows in which given formula is true. Now in the case of principal conjunctive normal form, to write down the max terms we will focus on those rows in which given formula has truth value false. So here we can see this is the column corresponding to given formula, and there are three rows in which we have truth value false for given formula. So we will write down the max terms corresponding to false truth value of a given formula. If you recall, for mean terms we are looking for truth value true, and in the case of max terms we will observe that which rows are corresponding to the false truth value of a given formula. So here I have three false values, therefore I will have three max terms corresponding to these three false truth values. Now how to write down this max term corresponding to this truth value f? So for that we will concentrate on the truth values of p and q. If I have f here, then I will write that variable as it is, and if I have opposite of f, that is true, then I will write its negation. So here p is true, therefore I will write negation p, and in max terms we are using OR operator. Here q is also true, therefore I will write negation of q. I will write variable as it is if it has truth value false, and if it has truth value true, then I will write its negation. So this is the max term corresponding to this first truth value f. Now in this case we observe that p is true, therefore we will write negation p, and q is false, so we keep q as it is. Same thing for this, here p is false, therefore we will keep p as it is, and q is true, therefore we will consider negation of q, and we don't have to check for this. So now we can observe that these three max terms are out of these four: negation p or q, then negation p or q, and p or negation q, and all we have to write is conjunction of these three mean terms, and we will obtain our principal conjunctive normal form. Therefore the principal conjunctive normal form is conjunction of these three max terms, that is we have to connect them by AND operator: negation p or negation q and negation p or q and p or negation q. So this is the required principal conjunctive normal form of a given statement formula, and you can see it is very easy to write down the PCNF using truth table. Again I repeat, what we will do, we will first prepare the truth table for a given formula, then we will concentrate on the false truth value of a given formula, and then corresponding to that false value we will write down the values for p and q. So if p is false, then we will write p as it is. If p is not false, that is if p is true, then we will write its negation. Similarly here q is true, therefore I have written negation q. So what we will remember is that if truth value of given variable is false, then we will write given variable as it is, and if truth value of given variable is true, then we will write its negation to write down the corresponding max term. And here I have two variables only, therefore I have four max terms, and my PCNF will be conjunction of out of these four max terms, and here we have three max terms in our principal conjunctive normal form. We consider another formula and we obtain its PCNF. Here I have negation of p implies q. So first we will write down the truth table for p implies q, and then we will write its negation and then corresponding max terms. So first we write down possible combinations for truth values of p and q. Here we write true, false, true, false. Here we have conditional statement, and we know that this is false if first variable is true and second variable is false, and in all other cases it is true. So here p is true and q is true, therefore this is true. Here p is true and q is false, therefore this is false. Here p is false, so we don't have to worry about q, we can directly write true. Same thing here. What we will remember is that p implies q is false if p is true and q is false, that is this case. In all other cases we have truth value as t. Here we require negation of p implies q, so that we can easily write we write opposite truth value. Here I have f, therefore I will write t. Here I have t, therefore I am writing f. Now to write down the max terms, we will concentrate on false truth value. So here also I have 3 false truth values. Now to write down the max term corresponding to this, I will concentrate here. Here both are true, therefore I will write negation p or negation q. Here then we will concentrate for this false value. Here p is false, so we keep p as it is, and q is true, therefore we will consider negation of q. Then we write for this, here both are false, therefore we will write p or q. And then the principal conjunctive normal form is nothing but conjunction of these 3 max terms. We can write in on any order. Suppose I write from the last row, then I will write p or q, then conjunction operator p or negation q, and negation p or negation q. This is the required principal conjunctive normal form. In this form also we have used 3 max terms out of those 4 max terms. Here also 3 max terms are used. All we have to take care is that we use max terms out of those 4 possible max terms only. Here I have taken another statement formula in which I have 3 variables p, q and r, and method is same again. First we will write down possible truth values for p, q and r, and we know that if I have 3 variables, I write possible combinations in this way. P is true 4 times, then 4 times false, then true, 2 times true and 2 times false, and then alternately true and false. We have explained in earlier lectures of this series that how we write all these possible truth values for these 3 variables. Then we require negation p, so that we write first. Here p is true for first 4 cases, therefore negation p is false for first 4 cases, then true for last 4 cases. Here we require p and q. We know that p and q is true if both are true, otherwise it is false. So for first case both are true, therefore this is true. Here also both are true. Here q is false, therefore this is false. Here also q is false, therefore this is false. And in all remaining 4 cases p is false, therefore we have false truth value here. Then we will write negation p and q and r, that is we have to concentrate on negation p and q and r, that is these 3 variables are connected by AND operator, and because we have AND operator, this conjunction is true if all are true, and in remaining cases it is false. So in first case this is false, therefore this is false, and here also you can see negation p is false, therefore this is false. Here also negation p is false. So because this is AND operator, this formula is false if at least one is false. Then in this case negation p is true, q is true and r is true, all are true, therefore this is true. Here r is false, therefore this is false. Here q is false, therefore this is false. Again here q is false, therefore this is false. Now we have to consider disjunction of p and q and negation p and q and r, that is we have to connect these two by OR operator, and whenever we are using OR operator, then this is true if at least one of these two is true. So here P and Q is true, therefore we have true here. Same thing here, because P and Q is true, therefore this formula is true. Here both are false, therefore we have false truth value. Same thing here, both are false, therefore this is false. Here true value is implying that this is also true. We require at least one truth value true for this to be true. Here both are false, therefore this is false. Here also both are false, therefore this is false, and here also both are false, therefore this is false. Now to write down the max terms, we will concentrate on false truth values of given statement formula. So these two are true, and then we obtain first false truth value here. So we have to concentrate for values of P, Q and R, and we will write variable as it is if it is having truth value f, otherwise we will take negation of that variable. So here Q as it is and P and R are true, therefore we will write their negations. So negation P or Q or negation R. I have written negations of P and Q, P and R because they are having truth value true, and Q as it is because it has truth value f. Same thing here, here I have false truth value, and if we observe P is true, therefore we will write negation P, and Q and R are false, therefore we write Q and R as it is. Then this is the next false value, and here we can observe that P and R as it is and negation of Q. P or negation of Q, that I have to write here, P or negation Q or R. Let me remove this. So again we check, P is false, so it is as it is, Q is true, therefore we have written negation of Q, and R is false, therefore R as it is. Next one is this one, P and Q are false and R is true, therefore we will write negation of R and P and Q as it is. In the next step, we can observe that corresponding truth values of P, Q and R are false, therefore we write them as it is, P or Q or R. So the number of max terms will be equal to the number of false truth values of a given formula, and here I have false truth values are 5 in number, therefore I have 5 max terms, and therefore the required principal conjunctive normal form is nothing but conjunction of all these 5 max terms. So I start with last row, I have P or Q or R. I will join all these max terms by AND operator. Then P or Q or negation R, then P or negation Q or R, P or negation Q or R, AND operator, negation P or Q or R, AND operator, negation P. First one is negation P or Q or negation R. So this is the required principal conjunctive normal form of this statement formula, in which we have 3 variables P, Q and R, and therefore we have max terms including all of the 3 variables. If we have 2 variables, then max terms must include 2 variables, and if I have 3 variables, then in each max term I must have 3 variables or their negations, and we are joining them by AND operator. So in this lecture we have explained how we can obtain principal conjunctive normal form of a given statement formula using truth table. And what we are doing, we are first preparing the truth table of a given formula, and then we will concentrate on false truth values of a given formula, and we will write down the corresponding values for variables p, q and r, and we keep variables as it is if their truth values are false, and if their truth values are true, then we consider their negations in the max term. So this is all about this session. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.